guys who have ever gone ice fishing or jigged for bass through the ice are familiar with that bait right there. That's a jigging Shad Rap. It's been around forever, and it's caught tons of fish vertically jigged through the ice. Not only bass, but crappie and bluegills and perch and pike, and virtually anything that swims will bite that bait right there. There's another bait that they've had too called a regular jigging Rap, which is a little bit longer profile bait, a little bit heavier, a little bit bigger size, and that's been a real popular item jigging through the ice too. But I'm telling you, I've got a little secret for you. It's not just through the ice where these baits really excel. You can catch fish all throughout the year fishing either one of those two baits, whether you're vertical jigging it off the bottom or you're casting the bait out and letting it work through the water column. Both ways work really, really effectively throughout the entire season, but especially when the water gets really cold. In the past year or so, Rapala has kind of come out with another bait that's very similar in profile and action to the jigging Rap and the jigging Shad Rap, and they call it a Snap Rap. And it's a slight bit different in that the body is completely molded in, as opposed to having a small plastic lip for the tail in both of those two baits. The Snap Rap has an all-in-one inclusive molded in body. So it gives the bait a little bit, different gliding actions, a little more durable, and it's just an all-around little bit better bait for some of the things that I do, which is fish it out in open water, either through the water column or directly on the bottom. The other thing it's got is they beefed up the hooks a little bit and changed that out, so you get a little bit more positive hookup, and you're able to land more fish when you're actually fishing this bait with a conventional rod and reel. And there's a couple of different sizes, and I fish both of them kind of depending upon where the bait fish are in relation to the top or bottom. If the obviously if the bass and the bait fish are locked on the bottom, I'm going to jig this bait straight up and down. But one of the places where both of these baits really shine is when the fish get suspended off the bottom and they're in the middle of the water column a little bit, where I can cast this bait out and actually be able to fan cast it and cover water with the bait as opposed to fishing it straight up and down. And I'm going to fish a couple of different sizes. The 06 size I'm going to fish, which is 5/16 of an ounce. When I see bait fish on my screen that are fairly close to the surface, either maybe a foot or 2 foot under the surface, all the way down to about 10 foot. And if the bait fish and the bass are in that range, I want to fish this lighter, smaller size bait because it will just stay in the strike zone of the fish a little bit longer and not actually fall right through them. So I'm more effectively able to work that portion of the water column with this smaller, 5/16 of an ounce number 6 size bait. If the bait fish and the bass get a little bit deeper, say 10 foot, 15 foot, 20 foot, 25 foot, and they're kind of, down a little bit, then I'm going to go to the larger size, which is the size 8, which is 7/8 of an ounce. And that bait will be able to get down to where those bait fish and those bass are pretty quickly and be able to, work in that portion of the water column a little bit better. And one of the things that I'm doing, as opposed to just, jigging this bait straight up and down, is I actually want to make the bait glide. Now, as far as tackle goes, bait casting reel for the larger size, size 8, and a spinning rod for the size 6 seems to work really well for me. And the thing that I want to get or take advantage of with this particular bait is I want to take advantage of its gliding action. So what I want to be able to do is make a cast with the bait and immediately click either my spinning or my bait casting reel, click the bail or engage the reel so that the bait's going to fall on a fairly tight line and it's actually going to pendulum down. So I want it to not fall straight down, I want it to glide, and that's really where this bait comes in because it has a real erratic gliding action to it. It really triggers a lot of fish into biting, and that's, for me, where you can get an awful lot of bites fishing either one of these two sizes of baits. They work effectively straight up and down when you're actually able to see the fish on your graph and get this bait right in front of them, or they work very, very well when your target is off the bottom a little bit and you're looking to fan cast around and trigger some fish that are suspended off the bottom into biting. So either way, either one of these 2 Snap Raps will be my choice when the water really starts to get cold and I want to show the fish something a little bit different they don't normally get to see. I'm Mike DelVisco, and I'll see you on the water. And for more bass fishing info, log on to FINS'nTALES.com or like them on Facebook. Fins and Tales, your hotspot for bass fishing stories, videos, people, places, events, how-tos, product reviews, and so much more.